Hey, this is Ron Capps, driver of the Napa Auto Parts Nitro Funny Car, and you're listening to PRN's Nitro Notes.
Welcome to a special Pennzoil Auto Fair edition of Nitro Notes presented by the Performance Racing Network. I'm Brandon Mudd. This weekend, the legendary Pennzoil Auto Fair returns to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and drag racing fans are in for a treat. The track, whose sister facility ZMAX Dragway is hosting the NHRA 4-Wide Nationals presented by Lowe's Foods in just a couple of weeks, is highlighting NHRA's 50 years of funny car celebration. In addition to seeing some of the great cars of the past, including those of Don the Snake Prudhomme and Tom Mongoose McEwen, fans can see some of the top names in drag racing. One of those racers is two-time funny car champion and ZMAX winner Matt Hagan. We had a chance to sit down with the Virginia native, and he talked about what makes the funny car class so special.
Funny cars nowadays, they seem to be one of the most competitive classes out there. I would think that it's from evolution. These guys that have been so competitive back in the days and want to go faster and want to be better, and you look up and here we are today. But you have to respect what those folks went through back in the day. I mean, there was a time where you could crawl in a funny car. Not that you can't nowadays, but, those guys back then, they had the opportunity to really lose their life every time they went down the racetrack. No safety gear, fire stuff was minimal. They weren't going as fast as we are now, but, when you're on fire, you're still on fire. Definitely, when you see it and look back, you definitely have respect for those guys and realize that what they went through and where the sport's at today. And it's pretty cool to see and learn the history of that kind of stuff.
Hagan admits he didn't grow up following NHRA, so when he met one of its legends, he was taken by surprise.
It's kind of funny. When I first started, I'm really kind of bad with, the history. I didn't really grow up watching drag racing and all that kind of stuff, but I learn a little bit every day, and, I'm not like Jack Beckman that can sit down and tell you every person's story, what happened and all that kind of stuff. But when I first started with Don, this guy came over to me, and he was in the shop, and, he was telling me, hey, kid, you need to do this, and hey, kid, you need to do that, and here's how it's going to be, and this is what you can do to make yourself better and all that kind of stuff. And I walked away and I said, who the is that guy, and they were like, that's Ace McCullough, I was like, oh, that's Ace. So, you never know when you're going to run into a legend and get some good advice and stuff like that. But just to see where the sport's at and where it's been and how it's still growing is pretty cool.
You can see Matt Hagan Saturday at 11:30 a.m. at the Pennzoil booth at the Auto Fair, and again at 1:30. Fans can also meet Leah Pritchett Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Tommy Pike Customs booth, and again at 2. For more information, visit charlottemotorspeedway.com. And don't forget to check us out at goprn.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/nitronotes, and on iTunes.